We're often told things like money can't buy happiness when pursuing any spiritual or self-actualization endeavor. This is something I used to believe, but this perspective is changing. Let me explain through my own experience. This is a story I'm sort of ashamed to tell, but back in 2018, I can remember being completely sapped after a long day of working as a cardiac technician. I was waiting out the front of the hospital and I requested an Uber to come and pick me up. And a short while later, along drove in this silver middle-class hatchback car. So I lazily opened the door, sat down, feeling completely sapped, but then I was immediately greeted by this warm, friendly, 60-year-old-ish pudgy man who had teeth probably a little bit too white. If that's gonna make sense in a second, but he introduced himself as Dennis. Off we went, driving home, making small talk, and at some point, Dennis grabbed me and he sort of detonated with this compliment that he thought that I had what it took to become an entrepreneur. And I was really flattered by this, 60-year-old man who was really fatherly in his sort of vibe give me this compliment. And this would all be part of his strategy. Long story short, Dennis the Menace introduced me to network marketing through Amway Global, a pyramid scheme basically.
Let's everybody on the team recruit one person this month.
The promise was that if I kept reading books like Rich Dad, Poor Dad, The Slight Edge, or The Magic to Thinking Big, and implementing the strategies to the network marketing scheme, I would make huge amounts of passive income. And I think my mind at this time sort of correlated that if I could get money, this will in turn give me status, and that will fix a lot of the insecurities and anxieties I was feeling at the time. And this was sort of my egoic introduction to personal finance. But long story short again, because I wasn't getting the results that I was after, I turned to self-improvement. If I can just do the self-improvement work to feel confident internally, then I will have the skill set and the soft skills to be able to make more money, which will give me more status and more confidence. Because logic. But with the self-improvement phase, this opinion would shift dramatically. I started watching more people like Jordan Peterson and Tim Ferriss, and eventually more spiritually minded people with the inception of my meditation practice in 2019. And a key theme that kept cropping up was that money cannot buy happiness, and material possessions will never satisfy you at the deepest level. And because I was quite unsatisfied with my financial gain and efforts from insecurity and to that point, and also in a way sort of like a fuck you to Dennis and his mentality as well, I sort of latched onto this piece of sage advice and used it to justify financial naivety. Like finances as something I can return to later. I mean, like, look at monks, right? They are the happiest people in the world, and they probably don't give any attention at all even to their finances. Or focusing on side projects and volunteering that don't actually earn any money are the right way forward for me at this point in my life. And at the end of the day, I had everything I really needed anyway to sustain me. I didn't feel like I really had much financial pressure, so I was completely okay and in a safe position. So I thought. So lately, as I mature and grow and particularly get involved with a lot more men's work in adjunct to awakening and spiritual practice, a common theme of mature masculinity is complete independence, of separation from comfort, of stepping up into the world and taking full responsibility for everything in your life.
Break something, you gotta break that umbilical cord.
And a key realization I've come to is that I've been so freaking comfortable in my life. I'm so fortunate here in Australia. We've got an amazing welfare system that looks after us if we're not working. I've had exceptionally supportive parents, and as a result, I've been able to prioritize personal growth and awakening, for that matter, as a priority, and dismissed any inclination toward making money as almost like a spiritual trap, right? That most of the world is enamored by, that I'm not going to fall for. That if I put my attention toward money in any way, that would somehow make me less happy and more neurotic and more caught in the wheel of samsara. So I feel like I've now been on the sort of two ends of the financial equation of looking to get money to make me fulfilled and confident, and then material possessions are gonna kill you, like they're not gonna make you happy at the deepest level. Most of the world is trapped in this mentality, and I'm sort of coming and converging to the middle point of wanting enough, of what the book Your Money or Your Life puts it, on the financial fulfillment curve, as to not give into materialism, but also recognizes the fact that we need to have enough money that will support the sort of life that I want to live. So for me to be able to support a family as a man, to be able to earn enough that I can live a simple contemplative life, or to have enough time to give more acts of service in the world. So with this ideal future in mind, I think it's time for me to reverse the stack and start paying more attention to my finances. If my story of money and awakening resonated with you, the invitation is there for you to join me on becoming more financially aware and playing this game with our heightened awareness skillfully so that we don't give into materialism or all that crap, but still being conscious of our finances instead of neglecting that looming shadow and lack of independence that will bring us later on in life. If you like this video, you might like this one, but thank you so much for watching this video. Much love, and I'll see you in the next video. Adios.